California Now News. On today's segment, we'll be discussing the issues surrounding the death penalty. Today we'll be joined by 4 special guests. Now, let's get right into it. For those of you who don't know, the death penalty, which is legally known as capital punishment, is the execution of a criminal convicted of a crime the state deems worthy of the death penalty. That is something everybody probably knew. However, something you probably didn't know is the number of innocent people that are on death row and the number of innocent people that are killed each year. According to Reuters, 1 in 25 Americans on death row are innocent. 8 inmates have been executed and were later exonerated. 10 others were likely innocent but executed. Even before they are executed, 165 prisoners were exonerated while on death row. You might think these are small numbers when compared to the vast majority of people that are killed. But when it comes down to it, one person wrongfully killed is already one too many. Church Representatives Alex Edwards and Andrew Lane Grudy.
Thank you for having us.
So, Alex and Andrew, what is the Catholic Church's current opinion on the death penalty?
Well, Anthony, previously we did believe the death penalty was acceptable in certain cases where it would protect and defend the human lives, but as of August 2018, Pope Francis changed the Catholic Church's teachings to fully reject the death penalty and start working to abolish it.
Okay. And how is the effort to abolish the death penalty going?
Well, as you may know, the authority over the death penalty falls upon the government. There's a separation between government and religion and state, so the church has no power to interfere with their affairs. However, with the change in the Catholic social teachings, members of the government who are in fact Catholic may listen to the Pope and start to consider the death penalty as an inappropriate punishment. However, as John Carr, the director of Initiative on Catholic Social Thought and Public Life at Georgetown University says, the death penalty in the United States probably will not come to an end through an act of Congress or a Supreme Court decision. It will essentially fade away as prosecutors don't ask for it, juries don't recommend it, and the rest of us don't support it.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming on to our show.
It's our pleasure.
A special guest who's an advocate for Rodney Reed, a man who is scheduled to be executed on November 20th. So, Karan, how does this case make you feel?
Hi there, Mr. Armani. This case makes me feel sick to the bones. The way Texas is handling this case is horrific. A man who has clearly been proven innocent is about to be executed. This cannot stand.
So what do you believe that the Texan government should handle this situation with?
Well, the governor of Texas clearly stopped one execution before. Why can't he do it again?
All right, well, you heard it here, folks. I'm an advocate for a death row inmate. Thank you so much for your time, Karan, for coming on to the show and sharing your opinion.
Yeah, just one more thing before I left here. So, essentially, it's pretty amazing how all these celebrities, about 3 famous celebrities, are actually on their Twitters advocating for Rodney Reed. So it's really amazing to see what the community is actually doing for making a difference in this inmate's, life or death situation. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Armani. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Our final guest, Mr. McGarian. Now, in addition to being a newscaster, I was once a former religion teacher, and I'm interested in asking you a few questions surrounding the Holy Spirit and its involvement with the death penalty and such. You mind if I ask you a few questions?
Oh, of course.
My first is, how can you relate the world's suffering to the Paschal Mystery?
Yeah, so whatever the convict did to be in the position they are in their lives, they're suffering just like any other person would, and experience in their own way the Paschal Mystery, just like Jesus did.
Now, what are some ways that people are currently trying to manage this issue surrounding the death penalty?
Okay, so the world is suffering because we as a community experience our own people being put to death. There are multiple debates in our society regarding whether or not certain states in America should do the death penalty, like what device, injection, etc. Even the church has some questions, such as whether or not people on death row can receive last rites.
Now, how do people bind to the depths of the problem, and how can they reconcile from their past sins?
Yeah, so these sinners are just like any one of us, and we're made in God's image, and we are neglecting to give this problem the attention it deserves.
Now, one final question from you. Will we healing physically from this problem, or will the loss of this battle teach us something that we can hopefully learn from in the future?
As a community, we can heal from this problem by just appreciating everyone despite their issues and past struggles and treating everyone as equal.
Well, thank you, Mr. McGarian, for coming on this segment. Back to you, Jeff, at the studio.
That's all, folks.